What if I told you that intelligence has almost nothing to do with becoming rich? In fact, some of the smartest people in the world spend their entire lives worrying about money, while people with average IQs quietly build fortunes. That sounds unfair, but it's true, because money doesn't reward intelligence, it rewards behavior. And once you understand the psychology behind it, you'll realize why so many brilliant people stay broke without even knowing they're trapped. By the end of this video, you'll probably never look at money the same way again. Imagine two people graduating from the same university. One has perfect grades, wins awards, and everyone predicts an incredible future. The other barely passes, isn't particularly gifted, and rarely impresses anyone. 20 years later, the genius is living paycheck to paycheck. The average student owns businesses, investments, and financial freedom. How does that happen? Was the smarter person unlucky? Not exactly. The first mistake smart people make is believing that knowledge automatically creates wealth. It doesn't think about it. Every year, millions of people read books about investing. They watch financial videos. They understand compound interest. They know they should save, yet most never do it consistently. Because knowing isn't doing. Your brain loves collecting information. Because learning feels productive. It gives you a tiny dopamine reward. You feel like you're making progress, but your bank account only changes when your behavior changes. Knowledge makes you feel smart. Action makes you wealthy. And your brain often confuses the two. Here's something even stranger. The smarter you are, the easier it becomes to justify bad decisions. Imagine someone buying an expensive car they can't really afford. A highly intelligent person can create dozens of logical explanations. I deserve it. It motivates me. I'll earn more next year. It's an investment in my image. The explanation sounds intelligent. The decision isn't. Intelligence doesn't eliminate emotional decisions. It simply gives you better excuses. That's one of the most dangerous psychological traps. Now here's the second reason. Smart people often become addicted to certainty. From childhood, they were rewarded for having the right answer. School taught them that mistakes are failures. Tests rewarded certainty. Life doesn't. Money grows in uncertainty. Starting a business, buying investments, learning new skills, negotiating salaries. Every opportunity involves risk, but intelligent people often wait and wait and wait until they know everything. Meanwhile, someone less knowledgeable starts today. They fail, learn, adapt, improve, and eventually succeed. Perfection feels safe, but perfection is expensive. Every month spent waiting is another month your money isn't growing. Now let's talk about something your brain does every single day without permission. It's called lifestyle adaptation. Imagine you finally get a raise. You're excited. You promise yourself you'll save more. Then something strange happens. A better apartment suddenly feels necessary. A newer phone feels reasonable. Weekend trips become normal. Restaurants become routine. Within months, you're earning more, but somehow saving exactly the same. Your income increased. Your lifestyle quietly followed. Your happiness barely changed. And your financial stress stayed exactly where it was. This isn't bad luck. It's psychology. Your brain quickly turns luxuries into necessities. That's why many doctors, lawyers, engineers, and executives making six figures still feel broke. Not because they don't earn enough, because their spending evolved as fast as their income. Now here's a question. Have you ever noticed that some people treat money like oxygen? No matter how much they have, they're afraid they'll lose it. This is called scarcity thinking. Ironically, it often affects intelligent people the most, because they constantly imagine worst-case scenarios. They calculate every possible disaster. Their brain becomes excellent at predicting problems, but terrible at recognizing opportunities. Fear disguises itself as responsibility. Instead of investing, they keep cash forever. Instead of asking for higher pay, they stay quiet. Instead of building something, they overthink every possibility. Fear feels intelligent, but wealth rarely grows inside comfort zones. Here's another invisible trap. Society rewards looking rich more than becoming rich. Think about social media. Nobody posts screenshots of their investment account. People post luxury vacations, designer clothes, sports cars, expensive dinners. Your brain starts comparing appearances instead of reality. Someone making $50,000 can look richer than someone worth $5 million because appearance is financed by spending. Real wealth is usually invisible. The wealthiest people often drive ordinary cars, wear simple clothes, live below their means. Not because they can't afford more, because they understand one simple truth. Every dollar you spend today is a worker you. Fired before it could earn more money for you tomorrow. That's a completely different way of thinking. Now let me tell you about the biggest misunderstanding people have about money. Most believe income creates wealth. It doesn't. Margin creates wealth. Imagine two friends. One earns $200,000 every year but spends $195,000. The other earns $70,000 but spends $40,000. Who becomes wealthier? Almost everyone instinctively looks at income. But wealth only grows from the gap between what you earn and what you keep. The size of your paycheck matters far less than the size of your discipline. Here's something psychologists discovered that's fascinating. Humans don't naturally value the future. Your brain evolved to survive today, not 30 years from now. That's why buying something now feels more exciting than investing for retirement. Your future self feels like a stranger. And strangely enough, brain scans show people often think about their future selves almost the same way they think about other people. Imagine borrowing money from someone you barely know. That's exactly what overspending does. You're stealing from the future version of yourself. Version who wants freedom. Version who doesn't want financial stress. Version who trusted you to make better decisions today. Now here's where everything changes. Wealth isn't built by making one brilliant decision. It's built by making thousands of boring ones, saving automatically, investing consistently, ignoring trends, avoiding unnecessary debt, learning patience. None of these feel exciting, which is exactly why most people ignore them. The human brain craves excitement. The stock market rewards boredom. Think about the richest long-term investors. They don't constantly chase the newest opportunity. They don't panic every week. They don't need to feel busy. They simply let time do what human emotions constantly interrupt. And finally, there's one psychological shift that separates people who stay broke from people who eventually become financially free. Broke people ask, "What can I afford?" Wealthy thinkers ask, "How can I create enough value to afford it?" One question focuses on limitation. The other focuses on creation. That tiny difference changes careers, businesses, habits, and entire lives. Money isn't attracted to intelligence. It's attracted to value, to consistency, to emotional control, to patience, to decisions repeated over years instead of days. The smartest person in the room isn't always the richest. Often, it's the person who learned to control themselves while everyone else was trying to control the world. So the next time you think intelligence alone will make you wealthy, remember this. Your mind can solve impossible equations, predict complex outcomes, and understand ideas that most people never will. But if your emotions control your money, your intelligence will spend its entire life working for someone else's wealth. Because in the end, the greatest investment you'll ever make isn't in the stock market. It's in becoming the kind of person who no longer needs intelligence to make the right financial decision.